Welcome to the Star Podcast.
Whoa. Star Podcast.
Welcome to the Star Podcast, hosted by Nat. Each week, we share tips and stories from safety, trucking, and recruitment, and everything in between. Listen now.
Today, Josh Hutchings, who's a recent graduate of the Driving Your Future program, joins us and shares some insights into what the program is all about and his experience. And I loved speaking with Josh. He had some really good insights. He shares his experience, experience with getting closer to the group of students that were with him in the program. And for anyone who's not familiar with the Driving Your Future program, he shares a great in-depth dive into it, but it's a collaborative program with that group and Gestagig Training and Employment, and it's a really great program that provides, depending on what the community needs, often it's truck driving, heavy equipment operator training, and a bunch of other really important programs like working at heights and things like that. So listen now as Josh shares more information.
Well, I'm very excited to welcome Josh to the show. Josh is a recent graduate of the Driving Your Future program, so we're going to dive in and talk more about that. But thanks so much for joining.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
So I was hoping we could get started by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Josh Hutchings, 32 years young. I'm a lifelong resident of Northern Ontario in the 705 area code. I've been driving for the majority of my working life, past maybe 10 years, and I've always wanted to get behind the wheel of a truck. It's never been an opportunity for me, but it was always in the back of my mind. Working for the city of Sudbury last year in the Parks Depot and helping various departments gave me an opportunity to speak with more experienced employees there who had explained that it was vital for me to upgrade my license and create more leverage for myself as an employee. So I made it a point to reach out to training schools in the area to understand what my options were. At the same time last year, I was not finding the employment I really wanted. So I had limited funds to survive, let alone thrive. Circumstances weren't ideal. I needed to make a change. And so when I reached out to Nat for information, they sent me a package regarding the AZ MELT program. Shannon, actually, she replied and suggested I apply for the Driving Your Future program. And believe it or not, I was one of the last applicants and was able to secure a spot. So when I tell you this program has given me a second chance of providing for myself, I cannot stress that enough. The collaboration between Nat, Gestagig, Waban Tribal Council, and my band in Matachewan has been crucial, to my future success, and I can't thank them enough. It's been great.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear. So we both mentioned the Driving Your Future program. Can you share a few details about what the Driving Your Future program is?
Absolutely. There's so much to go over. Where do I even begin? It was a 5-month program. At first, you hear 5 months and you're like, wow, that's a lot to undertake. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to go through, but it was fantastic. So it was a 5-month program that consisted of heavy equipment operator training. So it was a 3-piece program with the dozer, the backhoe, and the excavator. It was fantastic. It also included the AZ MELT program, which helped me get my AZ, and also essential job readiness courses, first aid, working at heights, common core modules, spotter safety, among many others. Being introduced to confined space rescue especially really highlighted the importance of learning the right way the first time, because the safety of myself and others depend on it. It was really important that all of this was grouped into one cohesive package, which really helped me elevate myself as a future employee. The timing of the program in my life was perfect because I knew I wanted to know how to use the dozer, the excavator, and also drive a big truck. It's been really enlightening overall, just with how successful we've all been, myself and the other students in the program, and also just understanding that I'm taking a next step into becoming a more valuable employee, more safety conscious employee as well.
It's nice that it's in one package and you get to try, like you said, everything. It's kind of a nice mix of things. So that's amazing. What did you enjoy about the program?
Absolutely. Well, I love being able to get behind the controls of the machines. They're very expensive and they're sort of clunky at first, but getting my jitters out of that was really important because I realized how proficient I became very quickly with these machines. I never thought I'd enjoy pushing dirt around so much. which is kind of funny to say. You play in the sandbox and whatnot, and then you realize you can actually do this for a living, and it's just it's really encouraging because I knew that I had wanted to be good at something like that. I just didn't realize that it came so naturally to me. And it was also really nice, I do have to mention, to have a solid group of students around me who were also participating in the program. A quick shout out to Jaden, Adam, Rachel, and Jason. I want to thank you all for showing up and making every day fun. The AZ program was something I've always wanted to do for nearly half my life. So I had the opportunity to travel with a family friend maybe 20 years ago. He was hauling paper rolls to South Carolina straight from the Sioux. So that really sparked my interest when I saw how far you can go, all the places you can see. Travel has always been a big part of my life. So the idea of trucking as a career is a natural extension to that. So everything fell into place, and it just, everything was swell. Everything was fantastic. Everything was more than I expected. And it taught me a lot of things about, the equipment and also about myself.
Oh, that's so great. So did you find the program was useful then?
Yes, 100%. And, useful might not be a strong enough word to describe how beneficial and motivating this program has been for me. In addition to the training and the hands-on experience I received at NAT, the support and encouragement from the staff at Gestage Employment was amazing. And I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to grow as a person and develop skills to be a successful operator.
Oh, that's so good to hear. So why do you feel that programs like this are important to different communities? You mentioned your community, I believe, was kind of the reason you got into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the support that I received from Waban Tribal Council and my band in Matachewan really reassured me that I was making the right choice in investing in myself, investing in my future. And it's so important that these programs exist because maybe I didn't realize how much I wanted to be a truck driver until I really started driving. Or maybe I didn't realize how much I wanted to use the dozer as opposed to driving a truck. You learn things about yourself when you go through these things, and you understand your proficiencies, and maybe you work on your weaknesses a little bit. But overall, it's an eye-opening opportunity for anyone who's involved. You show up, make sure that you pay attention, try to be safe. Everything else falls into place. So I think this could work for nearly anybody who has the passion and the dedication to better themselves and to get into a better position in life. This could apply to almost anybody, and I encourage anybody to pursue a program just like this, because you don't know what you're going to find, and it's usually a positive outcome. So, the more training, the better. I can't see training being a bad thing, right? So,
absolutely,
it's always about showing up for yourself and putting your best foot forward and making the best of it. So, it's really important.
For sure. How were the trainers? You had Dave was training with the heavy equipment. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. Dave Gideon was fantastic. He had a really good pace when it came to training. He understood that some of us needed a bit more time with certain machines, just getting the finesse and the sort of precision with the controls. So he was very helpful with that. We picked up very quickly what he was giving us, which was fantastic because it just helped him help us, which was pretty beneficial, not only for first time equipment operators, but also just to set the pace and the tone for the safety, for the attention to detail, be observant, measure twice, cut once, that sort of thing. It was really good. I really recommend the heavy equipment operator program to anyone who wants more experience and wants a job in that sort of field.
Oh, that's so good to hear. And did he also teach the AZ, or was that a different trainer?
Oh, yeah. So it was a different trainer. There were, I think, 4 different trainers for us, which, believe it or not, helped sort of segment the different learning styles that we all had. So for every training style that a trainer had, we had another student who was receptive to that. We had Tanya, who was very kind, very helpful. She tried not to coddle us too much, because she knew that we were doing really well. But she's very motherly, right? So that was a joy to be around, as well as Adam and Tom. Really funny guys. They know exactly what they're talking about. They know how to distill the information to a point where they give you the exact formula, I guess, for being a safe and efficient driver. From shifting to backing up to understanding how to correct problems. In terms of being a good person, being respectful, courteous on the road. I think that was a huge part I understood that being respectful on the road is important, but for them to focus on that in such great detail was really important, because I want to learn the right way to do something the first time. I don't want to develop bad habits and bring them to a different company or workplace or anything like that. So starting off on a good foot was really important. Also with Rick, he was really good as well. He's from the Sioux. He helped us out a lot, and it was actually kind of funny because he had thought that we were only in week 2 when we were in week 5. So he was sort of helping us along a little bit more than he needed to, but it was really nice to get that reassurance, I guess, and the encouragement, even though we were nailing the backing up pretty much every time.
That's a good thing. That's good to hear. So what's next for you then? Do you have a job lined up, or what are you doing next?
Well, it's actually really exciting. I'm currently exploring all of the options locally and regionally. So now that I have some experience with heavy equipment, as well as, successfully obtaining my AZ, I can pursue various different positions in many different environments, such as, a remote camp with a fly-in, fly-out schedule, working at a mine locally in Sudbury, or becoming a truck driver and hauling all sorts of product and material. I'm not entirely sure where life takes me, but I'll be sending my upgraded resume to many employers in the area, and I'm looking forward to all the offers that I receive in return. It's something about being on the road that really catches my attention, so I think I'll be focused that a trucking aspect. But who knows? Who knows what will come up in the future? I'm excited for any and all opportunities, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
For sure. Thanks so much again for joining us. I think it's great to hear from a student about the program. We can go on and on about how great a program is, but to come from a student, I think, is so much more valuable, because you're the one who actually took the program. So
yes, I'm glad that I went through with it. It was 5 months. It flew by like it was 5 weeks. But I appreciate and enjoyed the experience entirely. I recommend it to everybody.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. And again, keep us updated what happens in the future.
Of course. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Star Podcast.
Wow. Star Podcast.